everything.
Welcome to what is going to be a string of solo sessions while Tsume is captured, I suppose.
Yay!
Because yes, that's a yay or something.
I guess.
So last time with the rest of the group, Tsume and the others were finishing up their training. Shiori successfully transplanted Sharingan from Mikashi into Ryan and gave Mikashi Ryan's eye. And there was a moment with finishing up Shima and Shira were Tsume, Shima, and Shira were in the training grounds, in the snow, because snowy techniques.
Yay!
And finishing up training and sparring and things. And it was apparently Sora's birthday, and Komogu had no clue what to get. Leading the group to go speak with Sora to find out what she wanted, and it turns out what she wanted was time with a friend of hers. So they go on a mission, or go on trek to find said friend, and end up coming across someone who appears to be the friend when they're already, not even a day's travel away from home. And they meet up, instantly know that something's up, though don't say anything until they're already back in town. And it turns out that said friend was not said friend, but rather Mitsu in disguise. Mitsu, the epic villain of my story, that was the one that had manipulated Shira and had caused all the corrupt Sharingans and all sorts of other crazy things, had now faced off with the group and
almost lost.
Epic battle ensues, and lo and behold, by the end, she had almost been defeated, but she had used a jutsu on Tsume, gaining control of her, allowing her to fight, and making Tsume fight on her behalf, or half the fight. And then Tsume, being the speedy little tiger she was, rescues Tsume from the fight by teleporting away, more or less.
And just dashing off.
So now we join Tsume, having picked up Mitsu and carried her away, and the resulting moments that would come from such a thing.
Yeah. So dashing, stop, puts her down because, running out of chakra.
Yes. You would realistically run out of chakra, and dash can only go so long.
Oh, I had dash and my strength and speed things off, and every round they take chakra, so.
Yeah, you can only go so long with that kind of a burst. It's not like you're in quadruped and could travel
Well, if there is a way that I could do quadruped and then dash, which is favored by messengers, I can go all day.
Or at the very least, you could go very, very far. You are running, dashing for however long. You probably get, since you're doing it in a full-on run, you probably get twice the distance you would have normally traveled in the same span of, 3 or 4 times the distance you would normally travel in the span of time. So,
yeah.
And seeing as how you had to go each round and your chakra was sort of somewhat lower to start with because of the fight, you probably went for I could say.
So right now, if I sat there and it's I stopped, and stuff, I would be sitting at like 25 chakra.
So yeah, you go for a little bit, and you already said you put Mitsu down.
Yeah, because my strength would be turned off and stuff, and I don't think I could carry her.
I don't know what I put for her weight, actually.
And I don't know my carrying weight, so...
You have a strength of 16, so your carrying capacity would be decently high. It's just not on this sheet, so... But she's like 120 pounds.
Oh, I think I can carry that fine, since I can just push Shima around, but...
Oh yeah,
still, I'm just, like, gonna sit her down.
She's also a whole inch taller than you. Woo.
It's funny. So I'm 15 and I'm 5'6".
Yeah, and she's 5'7".
Uh-huh.
She's just one small little inch taller than you. Mostly the hair.
Okay. Mostly hair.
Well, see, you know, whenever...
If we're counting hair, then I'm technically,
When you measure someone, you sort of flatten their hair down to their head to get an accurate thing. So the two of you look about the same height, even though she's an inch taller because of your hair.
Yeah, and my hair is just like, like, poof.
Plus hers is up and in pigtails.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Silent?
You're just silent.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, you can speak.
Out of character, do I actually have control over my mouth? I just didn't have control over my movements.
The suggestion is that they weren't your friends, and that, you basically, the will save had you swap sides, so you're her ally. Ally, quotes.
Quotation.
But the suggestion doesn't change, like, your own personality, so you are still you. It's just your mind is currently all sort of clouded with who's on your side and who's not.
Yeah, so I guess Tsume's still, like, kind of slightly looking grump with her, but slightly confused, but...
It's sort of she probably has about the same sort of, like, ongoing emotional connection that you have with Ryan. It's the mistrust, but...
Yeah, it's just like, I'm not too happy with you, but I'm unsure.
Yeah, basically.
Like, where would we, like, be at?
You're about, like, right there.
Oh, so we went that way. Okay.
Yeah, you went more that way. Because it was more, you ran in a direction that you knew, and you sort of had traversed that path.
Right. I could have gone south or that way. So, okay.
You want to roll a d3 and figure out where you went? Which way?
Nah, it's fine.
I mean, technically, you save her, and she didn't say which direction to go.
Yeah, so I just, like, ran in one direction.
Yeah. I mean, because you can cover further distances in a straight line.
Yep.
And that's actually the only direction you could have went where you would have been more or less in a straight line. More or less.
More or less.
I guess you could have went straight up, but straight south would have been water.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's about where you are. You're about at the edge of the town towards that pathway that you remember from way back when that led into the Masks village or whatever. So, You're just like resting rock face.
Yep, and just like sitting there asking her, so now what?
Well, now we need to make sure we can actually get home. And away from here and away from those who would be looking for us. We gotta make it a challenge for them to get to us. And in case you couldn't tell, I'm a little beat up. And she dusts off like the flakes of skin.
I don't know if I should be creeped out by that or just
Bearing in mind that when she does that with flakes of specifically her skin, it is grotesque to a certain extent because it's flakes of skin that are more like scales and they're also gray instead of like human skin tone.
Yeah, well, I could sit there and probably say something like, got some really bad dandruff going on.
What's that?
I could sit there and say that she got really bad dandruff?
Pretty much, yeah. It wouldn't be entirely accurate, but yeah.
But hey, yeah. Alright. Just be like, alright then.
Glad you pulled me out of there when I still had at least some chocolate left. So,
I'm sure we could have taken like a short break and got some chocolate back.
Technically, I suppose, but it's not like she was at the very end of what she had. She was at she still had plenty enough chocolate, at least for the particular thing that she is going to be doing now, anyway.
Okay.
Because I don't think... Oh yeah, right, it costs chocolate based on what you're doing with it, because it's one of those fun moves. So, she places a hand on... She just places a hand on your shoulder, because you had set her down, and she just places a hand on her shoulder, reaches into her pocket or pouch to her gear, and you see that actually the bag that she was carrying when she was transformed into Jaina is not far off from the actual bag that she has. She has a bunch of stuff that she was carrying with her.
Is there any chance I can slightly peek into the bag and see what she has in there?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, I'm going to try to.
You can't really search her bag. She's not going to let you, but...
I know, I'm just like slightly, slightly shifting and trying to get a glimpse.
So, spot check.
That's a 7. An 11. It's just like, I can see items in there, I don't know what they are.
You get a vague idea of what sort of stuff she has in her bag. Yet another something that kind of reminds you of, kind of makes you think of Ryan. She has a lot of things in her bag that would be stuff that he would probably carry around. She has scrolls. She actually has scrolls, a book or two, and then a set of like little vials, which is where she's reaching into now. And she grabs a small little vial and basically opens it up, dips it into her hand, and you see that the vial is some sort of red liquid, very thick, quite possibly blood, but I don't know if Tsume would have any reason to believe why she would be carrying around vials of blood, but and you don't have any kind of big knowledges or something to
Nope.
really figure that kind of thing out.
Nope.
So yeah, it's just for you. It's just a very viscous-ish red liquid.
Right.
And she gets one drop of it into the palm of her hand. Gives you that same toothy smile that you've seen throughout the course of the whole combat, even when she was getting destroyed.
Wait, which shoulder is she grabbing? Is she grabbing the one that she bit?
Yeah, actually.
Ow!
Well, she's not, like, grabbing it and holding it. She's just putting her hand on your shoulder.
Yeah, but still, ow.
And she would have, like, when she bit toward your shoulder, she would have gotten more your neck than your shoulder. So, it's not the shoulder that's bit. The shoulder wasn't actually bit. It's just the neck near your shoulder.
Okay.
So, think of where Sasuke's eye is.
Yeah.
Sort of that. You're biting towards the shoulder, you get the neck, kind of.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's getting the shoulder on that same side, though. Which would be your left side. Because she would have went to you from her right. She would have, like, right-handed you, which would have hit your...
Her right hand hit my left if we were facing off.
Yeah. So,
okay.
It's like that side. And she just places her hand there, and then... first she dips her hand and gets the red liquid into her left hand, and then uses her right hand and places it on her shoulder.
Right.
And she sighs, smiles, and, oddly enough, without hand signs of any persuasion, slams the hand with the liquid in it onto the ground. For a split second, you see the telltale signs of a summoning, like you would when you summon your tiger. And then it's gone, and so's everything around you. And Tsume has felt this kind of thing before. She had reverse summoned herself before.
Yes.
So you do have a feeling for what this sort of thing is. Now, I definitely wanted to do this with you and was ready to, but I don't have a map for our area.
Fine.
So I'll just leave you there for now, make a map, and put you there.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway.
Stuff.
Can I look around to see where we're at and what kind of this? Wow.
Not liking you right now, is it?
No, it's not.
Okay. So with the 9, her area, or this area that you brought to, it's very dark, which it's not like so dark that you can't see. It's just there's clearly no form of artificial. Does Naruto have electricity?
I would think so. Yes.
I think they technically do.
Yeah, they technically do.
So yeah, this you're used because you're somewhat young. You're used to having a lit area that's artificial light made with lights and standard sort of light sources. Here, what amounts to the light sources are more akin to low light candles. It's sort of a low light, dark, dim kind of environment, which would explain why I can't really see what's going on.
Yeah. And with that, since I can't really ask about where are we, I'm just gonna be like, how'd you do that?
You know how to summon, don't you?
I don't know how to reverse summon. I did it by accident once.
Summoning without a blood pact, I'd assume.
Maybe.
Yes. Summoning is a very powerful technique. it can move all sorts of people, all sorts of beings from one place to the other. And if you know the right tricks, you're capable of summoning people, or in this case, reverse summoning people.
Yeah, so how'd you do that?
It's a reverse summon.
I know.
This world is mine.
Yours.
It's very akin to your, she does that, like she's trying to think of a word. She's like gesturing with her hands. Is it something's on the tip of her tongue kind of thing?
Yeah.
It's very much like your Nikakuzu jungle. The realm of your tigers.
Yes.
But, as you can... Well...
You don't own a place. Who'd you take it from?
It'd be smarter than I give you credit for. But we don't need to worry about that right now. And we will.
So it looks like a little slightly off, but
yeah. You are. Roll me will.
Right.
I mean, if you in character want to know.
Mm-hmm.
But since her suggestions got you as...
It was the same as my spot. Okay.
Yeah.
Yay!
There you go. Okay. So, like, in the recesses of your mind, she's sort of saying, you know, we don't need to worry about this issue.
Mm-hmm.
But you're just, like, pushing that back in a way. And since you got a crit, you have now sort of, like, out of nowhere, you've sort of come to your own senses. And not only do you know that she is a villain, and you remember all the things concerning her and Shira, but you also feel like your chakra's been messed with. You know, you're getting that sense of you're probably very quickly wanting to just try to fight her.
Yeah, it's like I want to hit you so bad.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't have backup here. I don't think I'm gonna last long. And we're in like a whole different place, so I don't know if she has minions around or anywhere.
Yeah. You want to attack her, but and you instinctively want to just lash out, but the logical part of your mind is like, wait, that's probably a bad idea.
Yeah. So with that, I guess I'll just like sit there and like hold, like put my hand like over any limbs I have, like possibly on the next, like where I got like bit and stuff.
Yeah. Which that is, there is a sense of pain there. It's kind of like it's very akin to like a, because of how it affects your body, it's very akin to like a animal bite. It's got that sort of that dull throb, mostly because it's sort of messing with your chakra, and you can feel that.
Why'd you bite me?
Well, your mother always said you and her family were wanting power. And I sure wasn't going to get a chance to carve something into your back. But you already know.
Well, I think you got the wrong idea about that.
How so?
Well, if I can guess right, you're talking about power to, defeat, be stronger than everyone else, be like at the very top, and like look down upon everyone.
Power comes in many flavors.
Yeah.
But that's one of them, yes. Trust me, I have my reasons. And giving you a little bit of an extra power boost is not necessarily a bad idea. Even if you do get away from me for a while. Get back to your friends. Come on. Let me show you around. She actually kind of offers her hand to you.
I just like look at it like I'm not gonna take it.
Oh, come on. You'll get lost in here. You don't have eyes like I do.
Right. Yeah. Sure, I don't.
And she leads you to, since it's so dully lit, it's kind of like a you know how you can have a walkway, like a sidewalk walkway with the, like, garden lights or whatever?
Oh, yeah?
It's like that, but it's not, like, lights like that. It's more like, just like candle lit. It's very, very dim, but it's a lit up, like, pathway. And once you get closer, since you don't necessarily have any kind of vision that would allow you to see in such an environment, you realize that there is a structure, a building, that she's leading you up to. And even in the dim light, and even with your own sort of knowledge, you feel as if this building does not belong here. The environment around, even though it's dimly lit, doesn't match the building. The building is new, or at least newer. And
Right.
you don't even have to roll anything for that. It's like blaringly obvious. It's like, wait a minute, hold up. This should not be here.
Can you reverse summon buildings?
I wish. That would be very powerful. Fortunately, I cannot.
Alright.
I do know a few people that can build it, though. And yes, I know. This home here that I've made, it doesn't really fit. It's what happens when you summon a creature from one summon dimension into another.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, come on. And she walks on inside.
I guess follow away.
And as you walk through the doorway, the inside of the building it's still candlelit, but because it's a structure, the light is more focused, and it's a little bit easier to get details and specifics. And you notice doorways that have little edges of, like the rims of the doorways have rose vines, roses all around them.
Interesting.
And
like, is it carved roses?
it's
Or
actual,
like wood?
it's actual roses,
Ah.
like the plant. It's like the vines, because you know how roses can sometimes be in like bushes and vines?
Uh-huh.
it's like a vine of roses is grown
Framing
its
the
way
doorways.
around the doorway, and basically it looks like how someone would decorate their front door with Christmas lights, but with roses.
I
And how you
see.
wrap it around the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. And give me a spot check, if you would.
25.
Nice. Okay.
Getting better.
Yes. You notice in looking at the doorways, at the very top of the door, you notice that the vines that are holding the roses are still all the way around the door, but the vine is hung down a little bit low, so that anyone who is like as tall as the doorway, if they're not paying attention, they would graze the top of their head on a rose thorn if they walk through the doorway.
Ouch.
Yeah. Other than that, the whole little decoration looks very pretty.
Oh yeah, I bet it does look very pretty and stuff for this evil, crazy lady. Anyway.
But it's only it's strange because it's dipped down just enough to where it still looks pretty, and would only really hurt somebody who was like 6'4" and taller if they were paying attention. That's about it.
Like, why specifically that tall?
Yeah. It's like she specifically does not want people who are tall going through her doorways without her knowledge. And, well, you do know somebody who's tall.
Yeah.
Actually, a
How
couple.
tall is Ryan? Oh, seriously, like, how tall is he? Like 6 something?
Let me double check what he put for his height.
Yeah. So I know me and Shori can fit fine under these doorways.
And you and Shori are fine. Yep.
Well, until I like get a bit older, but then I'm like 5'11", so.
Yep. How about that? Ryan is 6'4".
Oh, so he would get hit by this if he wasn't paying attention.
It's just at the threshold. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Don't like tall people, eh?
Yep.
Now I'm literally asking her.
You say that straightly to her, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like, don't like tall people.
Only when they're not invited.
Right.
As it stands, though, me and you are about the same height, and you're invited.
For now. Anyway.
Oh yes. She waves her hand dismissively and yes. You're still growing, still a child, so young.
Well, you have met my mother, so.
Yeah. She was powerful.
I know.
Very useful.
It's just like, if she could, like, she's like, has her back to me, I'm just hoping that she can feel my icy gaze, just like trying to pierce like little icicles through her.
Oh yeah, she probably does. You have sense motive, Mitsu? I know you don't have detect emotions, but do you have sense motive? Oh hey, how about that? You don't. She has a wisdom score of crap. I wonder if she's...
Join the club.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah. Wow, she has a wisdom score of 1?
Her wisdom modifier is +1, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I have a decent wisdom, alright, never mind.
Yeah, your wisdom modifier is 3, actually.
Mm-hmm.
She's comparable to your int score for her wisdom. Yeah. She leads you on through and down a bunch of different, or down a long hallway with bunch of different doors. And if you take a peek inside, you notice that some of the doors just look like rooms, like little, almost like a barracks or an apartment or something. It's just a room with a small little cot and bed, and nothing else hardly. And then some of them look like they have, in the further back of the rooms, have bars, like a jail cell or a cage. You just can't see anything really beyond the bars.
Right.
Because she's not letting you pass and look off in the room. She's making sure you're staying close behind her.
Okay.
And she eventually leads you to a room that is very familiar. You know it right when you make your way into the doorway. It's the room that you saw in Shiva's vision. The sort of combination library and lab.
Mm-hmm.
And,
but how much books does she have?
How much what?
Like, how many books does she have?
Well, did you ever go in Ryan's house?
I remember we couldn't use the front door.
Because so many books.
Yes.
Whereas Ryan has, like, wall-to-wall books in all directions, she doesn't have that, because this room is at least partway lab and library. So she has one solid wall for the entire of the room is just a bookshelf and books. And
so it's like properly needed books? Instead of just like books piles?
And hers is most definitely very sorted and very organized.
Like, at least you're a neater.
And then,
No, it's like, I was like literally like kind of saying this, like, with the slight mumble, just like, at least you're slightly neater than some people I know.
Yeah. Well, when you have a lot of time on your hands, you tend to organize. Years ago, I wasn't as organized, so. But, as it is, this is my little lab. My lair, my home.
I can tell.
And I hope to think that, you will reside here with me for a while.
What makes you believe that?
Oh. Because if you try to run, you're not going to get out of here. Not on your own. You're mine now. At least for the moment.
So, there's no, gateways to this place. I take it?
Oh, the old gateway to get out. That's right. You did say that you...
I have been reverse summoned before, yes.
Clever girl. I suppose if you got lucky and looked around, you might be able to find your way. But who knows what's out there waiting for you if you try. Wouldn't recommend it.
Right.
Though with the power boosts, you would probably be okay.
Power boost, right?
Give me a pair of fortitude saves.
Oh, right, I need to do that. 2?
2, yes.
18, 17.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, So, what is your in-character desire here? And at that you sort of feel like your body's just trying to push that. You feel the chakra that is not. You feel a chakra that is not your own. That's just sort of coursing through your body, and you're physically, pushing it and keeping it from really messing you up, but you feel that it's there.
Yeah.
And she's sort of going to see that expression on your face that you feel it coursing through you, and she's pretty tough. That's why I gave you such a gift.
A gift?
Yeah.
Is there something I can roll to try to figure out, like, what's happening to me? Or anything? Like, try to guess?
Ninja lore or ninjutsu would technically work. Actually, was Curse Seal ninjutsu or Funin? I don't know if it's either. I think it counts as nin.
Oh, I thought it was Fun.
Hang on, let me double check. Oh yeah, you're right. It counts as Fun.
Yeah, and I don't have that.
So you could either roll Ninja Lore to see if you know something that's like it, or...
Which is just a 1 modifier since I didn't put any.
Oh, you don't have knowledge Ninja Lore either, do you?
I do get it with my class, I just only put ranks into Streetwise.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you don't have Ninja Lore, nor do you have,
I got Ninja Lore from my, class. Like, base class, fast class, tough class, whatever. Fast class. Whatever.
Right, but you didn't put any ranks in it.
Yeah, so it's only like a +1. And that's just my int modifier, so.
Yeah. So essentially rolling either, Ninja Lore or, Funin, because it's not a ninjutsu, it's a funjutsu. So rolling Ninja Lore or rolling Funin for you is the exact same roll of your int.
11! I just know something's happening. Since I don't know what.
Yeah, pretty much. With an 11, you just sort of know that you have heard of people talking. You don't really spend a lot of time reading, so.
Nope.
You just
I just know there's something affecting me.
You have heard of this kind of thing, but you don't have any idea whatsoever what it is.
Yeah.
You have heard of
Ryan when you need them.
Yeah, I know. So she smiles at you.
Hello and welcome back to Naruto, A New World. So this is basically the solo sessions of Tsume, first from the group. Before this you probably heard some audio, but pretty much what happened, there's been like technical difficulties that happened, so there's only part of it. So basically a rundown of what happened was, she takes a look around after being told that she could. Though, I don't know why. So she goes around, she meets a lovely snake. That apparently lost their friend, who's being mind controlled by Mitsu, and they're off working for someone else. Then, after that, she sat there and went back to Mitsu and stuff and started asking questions and stuff about what Mitsu did to her during the fight and stuff, and she glanced a little bit at a book, even though she's not entirely bright on scientific stuff or whatever you want to call it. She just glanced through it and gets the gist of it. And so she goes, since she was feeling tired because of the fight and drained from chakra, she goes and finds a place where she comes across a man in a deep sleep in the same room as her. So she lays down and goes to sleep. And at this point, throughout the whole thing, I've been doing rolls for Tsume, and she failed. And now Tsume had slipped into some sort of weird dream where she woke up in a field of flowers with a little girl standing next to her. Of sorts. And so they got to it talking. And at this point, talking about like how ninjas always, like it was only ninjas coming to this village of hers and stuff, which is like odd. And where we left off was the little girl just got done telling Tsume that she is Mitsu's sister. Does that cover it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Other than names of specific characters and things.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
I can't remember names. I'm not good at them anyway.
The little girl's name is Io.
Io, yes. That's the little girl.
And for purposes, she is about roughly 10 years old, as best as Tsume can figure. And as the little image icon that I have for her is, she is absolutely adorable.
And she's cute and adorable, and Tsume's just sitting there staring at her, dumbfounded. Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, not everyone that comes here, I mean, they're all ninjas, like I said before, but not everyone who comes here actually knows or mentions anything about Mitsu. I'm surprised someone like you knows her. It's usually the older ninjas that come in that know her.
Right, I had some, dealings with her.
Is she doing okay?
She seems fine.
I wish I could find my way out of here, but... Yeah, I know. This world isn't exactly everything it should be. I know that. I'm smart enough to figure that out. But... I mean... I'm not an
How old
idiot.
do you think Mitsu is?
Huh?
How old do you think Mitsu is? Last time you saw her?
How old was Mitsu last time you saw her?
I'm asking her, like, how old was Mitsu when you last saw her?
How old was Mitsu?
Uh-huh.
That's a weird question no one's asked me before.
I don't know, wanted to know, try to figure out how long it's possibly been.
I don't remember.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, that's not important. The thing is that every now and then a ninja will come here and they stay for a little while and then they go away and then sometimes they come back and then it's different with each person. But and then she sort of points down to, like, even though you can't really tell on the map, this area here sort of has a like incline.
Uh-huh.
You're on like a sort of I know it has a name, but it's sort of like this high raised hill that is mostly covered in flowers.
Okay.
And down the hill, off to the far, not too far away, is what appears to be a small little village, or at least a small little collection of houses. Give me a spot check, if you will.
Wiki.
It's gonna be pretty simple.
25.
Yeah, definitely. You notice it. The town doesn't appear to have any sort of like buildings that you would normally think of that a town would have. The only sort of buildings it seems to have is housing, just like where somebody would stay, somebody would live. It doesn't have an inn, doesn't have a town hall, doesn't have any sort of major things, doesn't have a shop. It basically looks like a town that's made of a string of houses. They all look exactly the same.
Huh. Interesting. Alright. Alright.
And she's pointing off towards them, and then she says, "That's not important. The point is, do you want your own space while you're here?"
I mean, I can pretty much sleep anywhere.
She sort of gives you a bit of a skeptical look, and
I'm a ninja. What do you expect? I sleep like a log.
that's what all of them said. But yeah, you don't have any of your stuff.
And she, like, stuff, and just, like, Tsume sits here and starts patting around, trying to find her pack.
It's not there.
And then she, like, slightly, it seems like she slightly freaks out, but she doesn't. She goes around and she, like, starts looking around the flowers. Like, are you sure?
Mm-mm. They're always gone. Every time somebody shows up, you don't tell that they're a ninja from their items, because they don't have anything. All they come is with the whatever clothes they were wearing.
Oh. It's like, Sumi's getting, like, slightly upset that she doesn't have something that she likes to keep with her all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So she's a little, like, upset, and she's like, okay then,
Don't worry about your stuff. I mean, like I said, I'm not stupid. I know that this world is not a normal.
It's not an
world.
actual place.
Right. I mean,
Oh.
for one thing, it stays daytime all the time. And believe me, after a while you get tired of it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Another reason why you want to find a place to sleep inside. If you're one of those people that can't sleep with, like, sunlight, light around, that's about the only way you're going to get a dark room.
Do you have a place?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a place that I sleep.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'll figure it out. Wanna show me around the village?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally
Okay.
can do that. And then she starts to head down the hill. You notice that as she sort of moves through the flowers, almost on instinct, she just sort of reaches down and picks up a bunch, and it's just like she just makes a bouquet of flowers just by running through them. And then she even stops and takes one of the small flowers and puts it on her in her hair.
Oh.
And then you look back at the field of flowers that she just went through and picks up this huge bouquet, and none of the flowers are gone. They're all still there.
Well, that's not unsettling at all.
And then she moves on and goes down. And then she's just walking down into town, and for all intents and purposes, it looks very much like a ghost town. If it not for the fact that this area has super good sunlight right now, it would be kind of creepy because you don't see anyone. They're all inside somewhere.
Eerie.
And then she just sort of looks around for a second, and she's, "Are you sure you don't want your own place? I mean, most of you ninjas, when you come in, you want to sort of keep to yourself. At least that's what I've seen."
I just want to try to understand what's going on.
That makes sense. Some of them are like that too. I guess especially if, you had actually encountered Mitsu.
Oh. Yeah. Have other ninjas told you anything about Mitsu?
What's that?
Has any other ninjas told you about Mitsu?
Some of them say things that don't make a whole lot of sense. They say that she is the reason why they're here, and they say things like that they hate her but can't do anything to stop her, and I don't know. About the only thing anyone ever tells me, because everyone seems to avoid me, is just that they don't like Mitsu, they don't like it here. And then that's why they leave.
That's because they don't have a choice of being here.
Well, yeah, they do. They can choose to stay, and then they'll stay.
Did you choose to stay? Why?
Because I like it here. It's nice and pretty, and I have a never-ending supply of flowers. In case you couldn't tell. And she chuckles.
Yeah, that could be nice.
And besides, if I worry about trying to forget Mitsu, I have a picture of her and me. It's an old picture.
Can I see?
She tilts her head almost like she's confused. You actually want to see the picture?
Yes.
And then her eyes suddenly narrow, and she's not quite as cute as she has been this whole time. More like she's suspicious, and then she's, "Why?"
Honestly, I don't know what I think about Mitsu. She's caused some trouble for me and my friends and some other people out there.
And she's just staring really intently at you for a second. And then it's like the spell's broken, and she's, "Okay, follow me." She just sort of skips very merrily over this way.
Okay. It just follows. So it's just like, this is an odd child. Wait, I'm a kid.
And then she goes into one of the houses.
I guess Tsume follows.
And inside her house you have what amounts to a very sparsely furnished room. Not a whole lot in here. It actually looks a lot like it's much prettier, but it looks a lot like the same sort of cots and rooms that you were in when you were in the lair before. Like, it doesn't have a lot on the wall. The bed's not really decorated. I mean, there's a decent mattress. There's a table with a flower pot and a bunch of flowers sitting in it. And then not really a whole lot of else in here. And then you see to the side next to the flower pot there is a picture frame. It's kind of small and hard to see unless you got really close to it, and then as you walked into the room she just walks over to it, picks it up. See? And she holds the picture out in front of you.
So I'm just gonna look at it.
In the picture you see basically a pair of little girls, probably you can't really tell. They look like they're about it's two girls, and they're both, maybe one's like 6 or 7 and the other one is like 11 or 12. You can't quite tell. It's sort of hard to judge from the picture. And then the little girl that looks like about 6 looks like Io, and she's blonde. And then the girl that's beside her has long red hair.
That's Mitsu?
That's done up in pigtails.
That's Mitsu?
Yep, that's Mitsu.
Oh, boy.
She she chuckles and smiles. She liked it when I done up her hair like that. She would always get teased whenever she was with other kids because they thought it was silly for someone as old as her to be going around in pigtails. But she said she liked it. I don't know if she really did, but I like doing it. It's fun.
Now, outside of this dream, Mitsu actually does have pigtails, right?
Mm.
Outside of this dream, I'm out of character. Mitsu does have pigtails.
Yep. Mitsu wears her hair in pigtails.
Yeah, she still likes pigtails. She still wears them.
She smiles, and she just sort of claps her hands softly, like happily. As you can see, I don't really have a whole lot of space here. You would really just have to sleep on the floor. But I wouldn't want you to do all that now.
I know. I might get a space for myself. You said other ninjas come through?
All the other people, they kind of stay in their houses most of the time.
Now, do these houses go away after they leave?
She's quiet for a second, and then she just sort of seems to be studying you again, and she goes, kinda. They don't just go away, but like they don't just go away like the person does. They're still here, and unless somebody comes in soon after to take the place, I usually just get rid of the house. That way there's not an empty house sitting, because that's creepy.
So are there, other ninjas here?
Right now,
Yeah.
there's 5. Well, 4. One,
4?
he wasn't here for very long. I don't know what was up with that. That was weird. But, I recently got rid of his place because I wasn't expecting someone else to come so soon.
I see.
But I could always bring his house back, or a house back, and it'd be empty and new and clean, and then you could stay there and have at least some sort of bed to sleep on.
Yeah. Could you do that for me?
You do want your own place?
Sure.
Yay!
And
she runs.
Tsume, like, smiles.
She runs outside of the house, or outside of her house,
Yeah.
and
Tsume's
all
like
the way over here.
running after her. Whoa, mate.
And then she stops, and then she claps. She's, yay! This is always so fun.
Uh-huh.
And
Poof.
you see something that appears to be somewhat strange, based on what you know. And she stops, and then she turns to you, and she goes, right, you actually sat and talked to me for a little bit longer, so it might not be as weird for you. I'm not a ninja, not like you, but
I figured.
but I do know a few things. I know a
You
couple
do?
tricks, and yeah, it and then hand sounds, hand touches ground, and roll me ninjutsu, because you're watching her.
27.
Nice. Very well done.
Thank you.
So you know how when like Shiori creates lightning, or Ryan creates fire, or you create snow, how you sort of watch the chakra form this element, this thing, this physical thing. You see for a split second blue chakra coming from where she touched the ground, and it just sort of eases out into the grass, and then out of the grass, out of nowhere, boom. House that looks exactly the same as the rest of them. And then she chuckles and claps. See?
You wouldn't be affiliated with, like, Earth, would you?
Earth? Like, dirt?
The ground. Yes.
Not that I know
No?
of.
Okay. Alright. Well, thank you.
It should be noted that the houses are, apparently, especially from seeing one being made like this, it appears as if the houses are constructed of solid wood.
Oh! Oh, okay, I see now. Alright, thank you.
Thought that might help.
Yeah. It's like, it must be a jutsu to make a house randomly appear. Nope, it's just something else.
Actually, technically there is.
Oh,
Did you see Yamato?
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Um. All right. Well. Again, thank you. Is there night somewhat nice ninjas here? You know, that doesn't. I'm asking if she knows there's like any nice someone that would chat with her, but for the most part, like be okay with her around instead of just being off with by themselves.
well, you could always sit and talk to me.
I know, but I have some questions for the other ninjas.
Yeah. You want to talk to other ninjas, powerful people.
No, not like that. It's just I'm trying to get more information, as you see. You can come along if you want.
She shakes her head.
No?
They probably wouldn't really say much of anything if I was around.
Alright then.
Well,
I'll come back and hang out with you.
I like that.
Alright.
And she smiles and I don't think it would be very hard for you to figure out where I am.
Nope.
And then she runs off this way.
Up to the flowers.
Yep.
Alright, Tsume is going to wander over to this house and try knocking on a door.
Do you knock hard, softly, sort of medium?
Yeah, kind of medium.
Considering the rooms are sort of sparsely full of stuff, you do hear like a dull, sort of small echo as you knock on the door, and then there's not a response for a little bit, and then you hear someone get up and move. I told you I didn't want any flap, and opens the door, and she said she's. Oh.
That I'm someone else.
Well, this is interesting.
Hi. How does this person look?
Sort of, it's a guy, he's much older.
And it's not the guy that Tsume saw.
From the bed. No.
Okay. Right.
He's much older, and he, probably mid to late 20s, somewhere close to, Shira's age. Well,
Shira's like late 30s.
Not Shira's age, but he's, I said late 20s, I meant like mid 30s.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to average the two in my head and it wasn't working.
Yeah.
And he just sort of looks you over and goes, someone else show up. And a kid this time. Interesting.
Yeah.
What
I'm
you
just
do to
gonna
get Mitsu's attention, huh?
I might have made her mad? Kind of. I think. I'm not sure.
Hold on.
I took... What?
Wait a minute.
She, like, kind of looks at him like...
He's staring you down. And then he's hair, basic garb. Huh.
What?
Nothing. What do you want, kid?
You seem to be enjoying yourself here.
What choice do I have? I have to come here, find ways to pass the time. And then he actually opens up his, the doorway to his, room, and you see that off to the corner, like next, in between where the bed and the, table is, you see that, there is a big collection of, like, scrawls on the wall. Not scrawls, like somebody has written on the wall. And you see, like, tick marks and tally marks, and, as if, like, counting. And then you see, that the table that in Io's room had the vase and the flowers in it. This table doesn't have a vase or a flower. Doesn't have a flower on it, but it does have a vase. And the vase is sort of tilted on its side and has a like a sort of an ink drawing of a small little butterfly that's just drawn on it.
I see. Do you know what's going on?
Well, besides we're stuck here until either Mitsu finds a use for us and wakes us up, or until we've been asleep for so long that our bodies decay. Yeah.
Right.
That's what it is.
Who are you?
Me?
Yeah.
Names don't matter here, kid. They matter when you get back out.
Sure, names don't matter here. Yeah. Alright then. Okay, do you know anything else about other ninjas being here?
He shrugs.
You just keep to yourself, as usual?
That's what you gotta do. If you interact too much with others, things can get a little weird. And I'm not just talking about the little girl.
Right. She doesn't seem weird at all. It's just like, well, thank you for your time, since you have nothing else.
Give me a spot check.
Whoop! 18.
Okay. Are you sort of turning away to leave?
Yeah.
Okay. As you sort of back out, you happen to glance back to the flower pot or the vase, and you see that the butterfly that's drawn on the vase morphs and changes shape as you're looking at it out of the corner of your eye, and it turns into a tiger footprint.
She stops.
Yeah, you
and
stop
she does like a double take at it.
Mm-hmm. He looks over at it and goes. He sort of shrugs like, again, and then see, I totally drew a butterfly, not that. You did that.
How did I do that?
Because you're here.
Okay. Please explain more. It's like she's trying to understand, but it's
Right,
like
yeah.
kind of sleeping her mind. Like I said, she's not the brightest, smartest thing.
Right, Tsume's not super
She's
smart
like
or
more
anything.
Avenger.
Yeah. Okay, look. You know as well as I do that this world we're in here is not real. Yeah?
Yes, I figured that much.
Okay. What's the last thing you remember doing? Before you ended up here?
Going to sleep.
Cool. That's kind of what a lot of us did.
Yes.
So, when you go to sleep and you end up in a world that's not real, what are you normally doing?
You dream.
So, that's essentially what this world is. This world is a dream. It's much more real because you can touch it, and he like touches the edges of the wall next to the door frame that you're still standing in.
Uh-huh.
And see, you can touch it. This world is more real than any other dream. And when I get out, I'm going to remember being here more than I would another dream. But over time, it will fade, just like any other dream will. Probably. I hope. But
how long do you suspect you've been here?
He turns over to his tick marks. I'm no mathematician, and you can't judge days because it doesn't sunset here. And come night...
Why hasn't anyone willed it to sunset then? If this is a dream, you should be able to will it to be sunset? Or nighttime?
Well, not all of us... none of us are in control of the outside. But the more you stay inside of a small house like these, the more control you start to get. So, unfortunately, I can't make it nighttime. But, staying here long enough, I can sort of judge. I'm no mathematician, but I've probably been here and in here for maybe 2 or 3 months. And that's pretty long compared to some people.
Yeah.
Trust me, I want out of here, but I'm not in control of it. As best as I can figure, I'm probably on storage somewhere.
Right. Alright. Well, again, thank you, and sorry about your butterfly.
Oh, that? Yeah, not a big deal. I can fix it. He just stares at it for probably way too long, and then butterfly.
Oh, okay. Alright, well, have a good day. I guess she, like, wanders off now. And she goes to this house across the street. She is literally gonna go door to door trying to pick what everyone thinks of this place. Yes.
Alright, so...
What, that's how her brain works.
Oh, I know. You're fine. I was kind of counting on it. To give this little session some depth.
Uh-huh.
So you come to the store, and do you knock on it the same sort of way?
Yes.
Okay. There's silence for a long time. And there's just doesn't really appear to be an answer. Though the houses do have windows.
I'm gonna peek inside a window.
Sitting on the cot inside this house, sort of staring into space, is the guy that you saw before. On the cot, asleep.
I'm gonna knock on the door a lot louder, and then go to the window and see.
No response.
Then I try the door.
Door's not locked.
Alright, I'm going to wander in.
As you go inside, and you turn to where he is facing, you see that there's like a it's like the shadow, it's like floating in the middle of the air, lined up with his field of vision, is darkness, like a shadow that's molded into the shape of a, like the big Fuma shuriken.
Uh-huh.
And it's just, the shadow's just there, spinning, and he's totally, like, mesmerized by it.
Sir? Nothing?
Nope.
Can I go up to the shadow thing and poke it?
Yeah.
Goes up and, like, pokes it, not, like, anywhere near the blades, just not, like, try to just poke it.
You're basically trying to touch the shadow that's rotating in the middle of the air.
Yeah, let's see if anything happens.
As you touch it, the shadow shifts, and it turns into, instead of being the shadow of a shuriken, it's the shadow of, well, Shima.
Oh, that's interesting.
And he shakes his head and just seems to be coming out of the trance that he's in, and he's... Where did it go?
Sorry?
Who are you?
I'm new here. I saw you before I went to sleep.
Slow.
Were you here on... Huh?
Like
Slow
a
blink.
slow blink.
You know Mitsu?
No.
No?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't recognize that name.
Red hair, ponytails? I mean, pigtails?
Sounds like who attacked me, but I guess.
Alright, she's the one that put you here.
I kind of figured.
Uh-huh.
Can I have my shuriken back?
You can... Why?
Because it's mine.
Okay. poked it, I'm assuming if you poked it, it would go back.
He pokes at it, and it's literally like a button switch. Shuriken.
Can you do one more thing for me?
Hmm?
Can I see your shoulder?
He's doesn't respond. He's just staring at the shuriken again.
Alright then. No hope. I guess,
I mean, you totally could look at his shoulder.
I'm gonna try and go over and try to see his shoulder. And, like, check it out, see if there's, like, anything. Since I just saw him, like, not too long ago.
Yeah.
Is there anything?
Looking on his shoulder at the point where the curse mark was, you don't see anything.
Okay. Well. Have fun staring at your shuriken. Just, I guess, wanders back outside. Alright, that's not creepy at all.
Nope.
Goes over to the next house.
That bottom one was Eos.
Oh, I thought the top one was Eos.
Was the top one Eos?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll say the top one was Eos.
Okay. Just gonna knock on the door.
As you knock on the door for this one, it's not even closed all the way.
Not creepy at all. Is she, like, pokes her head inside and goes, "Hello?"
And, give me a reflex.
Oh boy. 13.
Yeah, that's enough. You just sort of, you look in, you're like, hello, and then, whoa, you back away quickly as someone just, like, jumps and grabs at you, and they miss. And it's a, young woman, probably 20s, about as old as, Sora.
Okay.
And she just tries to grab at you, and then she falls to the side.
Right. Ma'am, are you okay?
Yeah. Who are you? What do you want? You're new here, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Why'd you, dump me? Or attempted to?
So you wouldn't run off again. You're not.
Me run off again.
Well, I saw you running around. You were with the little girl. I wanted to sort of just, I don't know, see what it was about you that was different. Well, aside from, you're, what, 14? 15, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
15.
So, youngest one here in a while. You aren't too creeped out by a little girl that's clearly has more control than she totally should.
That's probably because she's been here a lot longer than y'all.
More than that.
Or
There's more to it than that.
yeah, and I can probably guess why. Anyway, who are you?
Oh.
Yeah.
What was my name? Names aren't important. You, it's...
Oh, you've been here.
Counts on her hands. 4, maybe 5.
4, 5, what? Days, months, years, what?
Months? Years? No, it can't be years, because if it was years, then I would... Well, no.
Okay. What do you know about this place?
Well, I know that the little girl is in control, and I know that given enough time, and she sort of just looks back and forth in the room that she's in, and you notice that like off in the corner against the wall, same sort of area that the guy had the tick marks before, there's actually a what looks like the Red Yarn conspiracy map.
I figured.
However, there's something very strange. The conspiracy map goes to pictures, but the pictures are blank.
Are those supposed to be pictures?
Oh yeah, there's pictures there. They're totally fine.
They're blank.
Yeah, of course they're blank.
Why?
It's my conspiracy, not yours.
Oh, okay. So you're hiding the pictures from me.
Well, if I reveal them, then they're not secrets anymore.
What secrets?
Duh.
Are you gonna try it? Alright.
If you want out, like all of us do, of our own accord and not just, because if you want out, then you just either gotta hope that Mitsu has a use for you, hope that you can power through it. You look kind of tough, that might be possible. But also you're a kid, so don't know. How long did you last when you got the what was it called? Curse mark. Yeah, that.
I don't know, I didn't... been awake for a couple hours while I had it.
Well, she probably attacked you, and then you got it, and then... About how long were you awake after you got it?
How long was I awake? So I know I was awake for like a couple of hours, and then I got like really tired, so low chakra and such.
Yeah, about a couple of hours. However, you did go into her lair for some of those hours, so...
Yeah, and so we don't... because of the time thing, I don't know exactly how long the hours are. So... I guess I'll give her like a rough estimate of how long I was awake. Then I just sat there and then I just laid down to go to sleep because I was tired.
Right, of course.
That's what.
Okay, so you're pretty tough. You might be able to power through it. And if you're a kid, if you're a kid, you're a target. So Mitsu would want to. And then she goes over to her little conspiracy map thing and she starts mumbling. And you cannot understand her.
Alright. I assume this is like the rest of the houses here.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's there technically would be down the map more potential houses, but I think you get the idea.
Yeah, I got it.
How'd you like my 3 different persuasions on reactions to the world?
Very interesting. I mean, I was just sitting there like, with the conspiracy lady, I'm like, I know something that you didn't even bother to ask. Okay. If it was, it would make full sense of why she can control the world more than everyone else, but...
What's that now?
I have a conspiracy of my own.
Of course you do.
So, I was gonna
Actually,
go
are
and...
you still in the, looking in the doorway to...
Yeah, I'm like, I watched her, like, go over there. Yeah.
What's your conspiracy thing?
Okay, my not really conspiracy thing. My thing is, since she's Mitsu's sister, she has the same ability as Mitsu of doing the curse thing. It's just when she was put into the curse thing, she got slightly trapped. Not really. She decided to stay. She actually can actually. I think she can actually make people leave.
So in the little conspiracy map thing, there's 2 pictures, 2 blank pieces of paper that 2 blank pictures that are lined up with the yarn, and one of the like in the center of the yarn, a piece of paper and picture just appears, and it's tiny compared to the other pictures. That shows like the image that you saw on the guy's shoulder that sort of mimics a curse mark, that sort of curse mark symbol. And then the 2 pictures show Io as you've seen her, actually frolicking through the flowers. And then down on the other side, you see like sort of a point of view shot from a operating table of Mitsu as you saw her with her blade.
Right.
And it just appears there.
That's interesting. Oh, sorry for any rough noises there. Moving cats around. Alright. How long are you wanting to go? It's only been an hour.
Oh, we can... It depends on what Tsume wants to do at this point.
Yeah, at this point, Tsume is actually going to go find the little girl.
I figured.
Yep, so, whoop!
Up to the flowers you go.
Yes, to the flowers that never can seem picked, but yet you get some. The never-ending flowers.
She... you see that she is, as you come up there, she's actually laying down in the bed of flowers, and she is doing the equivalent of snow angels with flowers. And it's actually working, by the way.
Interesting. I'm gonna, like, walk up to her. Yeah, I told you I'd come back.
Oh, hi.
Hi. You seem to be having fun.
And then she sits up, and as she sits up, her little, like, flower snow angel, her flower angel thing, starts to disappear, and then she just snaps her fingers and it stays, and then she brushes the flowers out of her hair, and then before they even touch the ground, touch the other flowers, they vanish.
I need to talk to you.
Sure.
Have you heard of a thing called a curse mark?
Curse? No.
Alright, that's how, from what I am assuming, is how all the ninjas come here. It's because of that. Your sister Mitsu.
But curse makes it sound bad. This place is pretty.
It's because you make it pretty. Something probably happened that put you in here. But since you can, I'm assuming that you maybe, if you had training and stuff, been able to do the same thing as Mitsu, maybe. And that's why you have more control over this place than the rest of us. Like, Tsume is kind of like looking a little bit worried at this girl.
Right.
And stuff, like, she doesn't know how the little girl will react to being told that, hey, your sister's doing something that's bad to us.
She's just quiet and looking at you for a second. Because I haven't had you roll them so much. Spot check.
23.
Okay. Out of the corner of your eye, just along the peripherals of your vision, you see that the flowers over here, these purple ones, compared to the rest of them, I'm not going to do it on the map because
yeah, just
but the purple flowers are starting to change, and they're going from purple to red, and they're going from being, just maybe a generic like lilac or something. I don't know flowers, but they go from being purple to being red, and they're roses. And then as they're roses and start to turn red, and they look just as pretty as the rest of the flowers, you notice that the thorns, because roses have thorns, you notice that the thorns are sort of overpowering the roses as to this bunch of flowers, to where if you went and laid in this bunch of flowers, not going to be near as cute and pretty as the flower angel from before.
Yes.
And it's just slowly starting to, just these purple ones are slowly starting to turn to red, and you see that behind her. And she's just staring at you.
Look, I don't mean to upset you, but it's what's happening out there. And I have family out there. I need to get home. We all need to leave. I know this world can be really pretty and stuff, but that's the thing. It's just a dream. What about your family? What about Mitsu? Don't you want to see her again?
I don't. Sudden, literally out of nowhere, storm.
She's like trying to cover her face from like the rain and stuff, and she's like still looking at her and stuff. Like, please, tell me the truth, please. I know it's something you don't want to hear, but it is the truth. At least I think it's the truth of what I can gather.
Wrong.
How am I wrong?
That's not who she is.
Something happened to make her like this. Please. Can you try to remember the last time you saw her? Just please try really hard. I know you can do it.
No.
Why?
No.
Because it hurts?
You're wrong. You're going to ruin everything. Reflex save.
"28! Come at me!"
Holy crap.
And a natural 20.
I see that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you skillfully just get out of the way as you're down here now, as a lightning bolt strikes out of nowhere, and this particular flower section right here is on fire. It's not spreading, oddly enough, it's just on fire.
Tsume's just gonna look at the fire and then back at the girl. How does the girl look?
She's shaking.
She's gonna run up and not entirely tackle her, but run up and hug her as tightly as she can. I'm sorry. But please, I need your help. Mitsu needs you. I need to go help my family. I'm not meant to be here, please. I'm sorry.
Fire.
She tenses a little bit more from the sounds and stuff, and just
Leave me alone. Go hide in your hole. If you're powerful, then you'll leave.
I'm trying to save everyone here.
Why?
Because if the longer they stay here, the more likely they're just gonna perish. Please.
If you leave, it's because Mitsu needs you. You don't die. Because if they died while being in here, I would not be here.
You wouldn't be here?
I'm not near as powerful as any of you. I'm not ninja. I just have control of this world because it's here. Because it's mine. Because I was the first one here.
Yes. I figured as much. But I want to help you. I want to help these people.
I don't have a world to go back to.
How do you know?
I've been here too long. I go home, if I get out of here, I'm not going to be who I am now. I'm not going to be this weird little girl that everyone is afraid of.
Why do you want them to be afraid of you?
I don't.
You can be...
But you are.
I'm not.
Why?
Has anyone ever gotten this close to you here? Has anyone even attempted to give you a hug?
No.
Hey, I'm different from them.
You're strong. And you're smart. And Mitsu could use you.
She could use me, but that's... What about you?
The storm stops. And the fires go with it.
She like backs off a little bit and tries to look her in the eye.
She's got the last bit of tears that's still in her eyes. And her hair's wet, as is yours.
Yay, I actually have flat hair. So I look a little bit odd.
Yeah. And she's...
What about you? You're her family. Family needs each other. Especially sisters. I have a brother. Yeah, sure, I give him hell. But he's still my brother. I can be mad, upset, or just annoyed with him, but I'll still be there for him.
Big brother or little brother?
Big brother.
Are you... Is your mommy and daddy the same?
I don't know my dad. He was gone when I was little. But my mom...
Is your mom... Your mom is your mom and your brother's mom?
Yes.
Is the daddy that left your brother's daddy?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can feel that, Dorrit. The feels, Dorrit, the feels.
Yep. Mitsu and me are not sisters like that.
Still.
My daddy's different than hers.
So?
And
You'd still call her a sister.
we're all alone. We're all each other have.
So why aren't you with her?
Because I can't.
Or you chose not to because you're mad at her, or something?
If I leave, then this world goes with it. And
Thing is, if you leave, look at these pretty flowers. You You like flowers, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you leave, you can have a dream to go and build the most beautiful garden out there ever. But it becomes with hard work. It's your own little adventure.
Why would I want to grow flowers with hard work when I can just do this? And she snaps her fingers, and the burnt flowers that are around you are replaced with normal flowers.
Because you don't get to experience the joy of watching something grow. Or having people help you. Making friends.
What about all the people that Tsume, or not Tsume, that
Mitsu.
that Mitsu finds that she thinks could be powerful? When she uses her power to if she puts anyone in, uses the curse mark on anyone, and I'm not here, then they don't have a world to go to. It'd just be black.
I know you're trying to comfort them. Thing is, if they go, they can make their own world. Like how they can, control things in their own little houses.
This world is my house.
Yes, I know.
I can't leave just because I want to. And even if I did, I don't know what I'd wake up to. I don't know how long. I know it's been a long time, but I don't know how long I've been here. It could be 5 years. It could be 30 years. I don't know. Did you speak to Mitsu?
Yes. Before I came here, I was in her home.
How old is she?
She looks like in her early 20s, maybe.
She blinks. Then maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I haven't been here. Maybe I haven't been here that long. Maybe I thought I lost track, but I didn't.
How long do you think you've been here?
I guess was going on maybe 30 years, but that can't be right.
If you think you've been... The thing is... You see how my skin is, right? You see how my skin is, like pink and bleachy and stuff? Kinda looks healthy. Her skin's a bit gray, so, like I said, she looks like she's 24. I mean, there's many jutsu out there that can sit there and hide someone's age.
So you think she's older?
Maybe, I'm not sure. But if you're somewhere saying that she's a really good person, I think she could use your help.
If you want help, you can't get me out of here from inside.
Alright.
But you might be able to save me from the outside.
I will do whatever. I will help you. I give you a promise. I will.
Do you have a favorite flower?
She sits there. It's like Tsume sits there and thinks for a moment.
I have 2 picks for this.
You do?
Because it'd be funny.
Because what I'm getting at his head, it's like Tsume. It's like either she likes a tiger lily,
that was my first choice.
Or some sort of snow flower.
That was my second choice.
Okay.
Great minds think alike.
Yeah. Because I sat there and I thought tiger lily, and I was like, no, that's too ironic. Well, not ironic, but yeah. But sure, tiger lily.
She smiles.
Do you have a favorite flower? What is it? Guessing the purple or yellow?
I like roses. But roses have spikes. And roses hurt. And if I want to go running around in a field of flowers, they can't be roses. And then she grabs the flower that she had put in her hair earlier that was magic, still there, even though she patted her head and made the other ones disappear. And she hands the flower over to you, and as she's handing it across, it shifts into a tiger lily.
Tsume smiles. I will keep my promise. And I will help your sister.
Find me. That's all I ask.
I will. Thank you. She kind of pats the top of her head and gives a big toothy smile.
She hugs you.
Tsume hugs back. I think we can be friends.
How old did we put, see, Mitsu was, or Tsume was 14?
15.
5, 6. Little girl was probably, what's a good roundabout?
But I thought you said she was 10 or something.
Yeah, she's 10 years old. 9 or 10. I'm trying to figure out a roundabout height.
Well, Tsume would probably have knelt down a little bit.
Right, yeah. It's just when she initially hugged you, before you hugged her back, she would have been like, her head would probably have been lined up with like your chest or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Now then. Friends?
Yeah. Friends.
Friends. Sumi looks at her and kind of messes with her hair, trying to get it to be all poofy again.
Hey.
What? I said my hair.
Her hair.
Sumi's hair.
Oh. So she like goes to mess with it with her hand and...
Yeah, since it's like been wet and it's actually like flat.
Yeah.
Like she looks a little bit off.
When you go to fluff your hair back up again, it's suddenly dry.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a neat trick. Saves on drying.
Yeah. No dirt either, so you don't have to really worry about baths either.
Yes.
Although some of the ninjas seem to think that that's a very important thing, so it becomes important when they get here, and that's annoying.
That's the thing. It's well, before having come in here, usually taking a bath is a part of necessity. Sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm an outdoor child. Alright.
You know,
Hmm?
when someone here does techniques in ninjutsu, or tries to, they don't manifest, they don't look the way that they're supposed to sometimes. And it's sometimes funny to see somebody use a technique to try to do something and then it not do what they want. And it's silly, but sometimes I watch some of the ninjas when they try to do something and it backfire, and sometimes because they were mean I make it backfire and it's bad. And sometimes if they didn't really talk to me, I try to make them come to me that way, but that never works either. You're the first person that really sat down and talked to me. And I know you don't want to stay here, but do you have a favorite move? Some favorite, what would they call jutsus?
Jutsu.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite jutsu that you like to use?
I have a couple.
One that's super important. The more important it is to how you fight, the better.
I'll show you something that's handed down in my family. It's very important to me. Actually, two things that are important. I'll let you pick. She holds up like one fist, says snow, then the other hand, tiger. You can pick. These two are very important to me.
So she basically has two hands up to pick between snow and tiger?
Yeah. Like high fives. left one is Snow and right is Tiger.
She sort of looks at you and she says, Snow and Tiger. I remember Snow. I didn't really see a lot of it, but I remember Snow.
You want to see Snow?
Snow's cold. And
no.
Snow hurts flowers. And then she, grabs your right hand.
Okay, so Tiger it is. Okay. Come follow me so I don't squish the flowers. And she, Tsume, heads off out of the flowers.
She follows. She's actually holding your hand as you leave the flowers because she grabbed your hand to... Yeah.
Alright. Okay. Doop, doop, doop.
Which jutsu are you gonna do?
Summoning.
She... So you sit down to try to do the summoning technique. Yeah?
Yes.
She sees the hand signs that you're doing, and then she's, no.
No?
If it's a summoning thing, it's not gonna work. Your body can't summon someone to you if your subconscious is not... How did that one guy explain it? It was weird. Basically, summoning jutsus don't work here.
Ah, okay, I see.
No one can make them work. They just do not do anything.
She sits there for a moment and contemplates.
And she's watching you as you seem to be thinking, and she's...
So I don't have... She then Tsume sits there and starts mumbling, well, Sheena's not here, so I can't do quadruped.
Quadruped?
Oh, quadruped is a technique that's from my family line. I have a pet asshole. It's a tiger. Rawr. I can go into quadruped, do the technique quadruped, and I become more fierce, more scary, more rawr.
She chuckles every time you say rawr.
And then
Do that one.
Huh?
Do
that one?
Yeah.
Okay. You sure? Might scare you.
I've seen weird things. Trust me.
Okay.
Plus, I'm gonna make it better.
Alright.
Remember?
Alright. I'll do that. She starts doing the hand signs for quadruped.
Do you have to roll for quadruped?
It's a DC 16, so yes.
Yeah. Yep.
18.
So you do the hand signs and you do quadruped. You're a were-tiger.
Well, that's interesting. Oh, you're
she,
right.
She looks at you and she smiles. See?
Huh. Interesting. This is kind of cool. It's like she reaches up. Do I have tiger ears? Like she reaches up to touch the top of her head.
You have tiger ears.
Awesome! super excited.
Well, Tsume's still a kid.
I know. Well, it's like awesome.
And you look at her, and she seems to be looking more sort of past you, and just watching something with her eyes. Her eyes are going back and forth like she's following something.
Tsume looks behind her.
Do you move your head to look, or do you turn around?
I turn my head.
You have a tail.
To like... Oh! So maybe Ian's watching it. Well, I'll be like, hell. And she grabs it. Like, haha! Gotcha.
She giggles. And, I think for this moment in time, since I do have like an extra hour to, tack onto it, I think we'll cut it here.
That's fine.
As Tsume grabs at her wear tiger tail.
Ah.
Yep.
Oh, this is so awesome.
What did you think of all that?
Intense, funny, and slightly creepy, but not really.
It's weird, yeah. But it does sort of make sense.
Yeah, it does. So.
Now, I'm curious on what you think of the different ninjas that are in here.
Like I said, one was kind of helpful. One, not so really, just plain, slightly creepy. Staring at the shuriken. Okay. Or whatever. And then, funny, with the conspiracy.
Do what?
The conspiracy lady, it's funny.
Yes. I basically gave you just three different responses to the being in this world and being stuck here, and it is essentially you have the one who really, 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 really wants out and can't wait to be out but can't do anything about it.
Uh-huh.
Then you have the person who is sort of indifferent to being stuck here and doesn't really realize all of what is going on entirely because they're kind of lost. And then you have the one that is too engrossed in being here, the opposite of the first one.
Yes. So you're like,
The one who wants to figure the place out and is going insane from being here too long.
Yeah. Alright then.
I'm glad you got a kick out of that. I thought you might.
So yeah. So
what are your thoughts on, now that we figured out what your thoughts on the people here, what's your thoughts on the feels?
the feels?
It's the feels.
I'm so sad. And happy that managed to make friends with her. Tsume didn't get hurt.
Where do you think she is?
Huh?
Where do you think she is?
Where Tsume is?
Where's Io? Like the real Io.
Well, from what the guy said that the body decaying or anything, it means someplace her body must still be alive somehow, probably hooked up with medical instruments. So, because you can be in comas for years and stuff, but with like medical instruments and stuff to get like nutrients to keep the body running and all that.
Yep.
That. And possibly someplace Mitsu knows. So when Tsume gets out, there's going to be some like really personal questions for Tsume to ask Mitsu.
Oh, that'll go over well.
Oh yeah, so that would be interesting. Because from what I know, it's like she could do something with the roses, and then Mitsu had roses over the doorway.
Well, that's a little simpler than that.
Right.
Mitsu keeps her hair in pigtails.
Yes.
Why does Mitsu keep her hair in pigtails?
Because it's what her half sister liked to do to her. Yes, liked.
What's her half sister's favorite flower?
Roses.
That's why she has roses.
Ah. Well then, this is going to be very interesting.
I love this character.
So much. I can just imagine it's like Sumi comes back to the group and be like, "You guys, you have no idea what kind of trip I was on."
Alright. So, we want to close this out then?
Yes. So, this has been Naruto the New World.
Join us next week with Tsume's solo sessions anyway, when we find out what's going to, how this is all going to work.
Can Tsume get home? That's the thing.
Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed.
Bye!